Welcome to my channel Valuable Coins, All World. If you've ever wondered if those old coins you have lying around could be worth a fortune, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're diving into some of the rarest US coins, revealing their jaw-dropping values that will leave you amazed. Stick with us till the end. You won't want to miss what these hidden treasures could be worth. Let's get started. Top 1. The 1970 Lincoln cent is one of the most fascinating coins in American numismatic history. A small, unassuming penny, yet some of these coins have sold for life-changing amounts. What makes certain 1970 pennies so rare? Could one of these be sitting unnoticed in a jar of change, waiting to be discovered? In today's video, we're diving deep into the history, design, minting details, and hidden secrets that make this coin one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever. And if you stick around until the end, you'll hear about a jaw-dropping auction sale that might make you want to check your spare change immediately. The Lincoln Cent series has been a cornerstone of American currency since 1909, when it was first introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin replaced the Indian head cent and became the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. The obverse of the 1970 Lincoln cent carries the timeless portrait of Lincoln in profile, his gaze steady and thoughtful. Surrounding his image are the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date, 1970. Turning the coin over, we find the grand image of the Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959 to replace the original wheat ears design. This impressive monument, located in Washington, D.C., serves as a tribute to Lincoln's enduring legacy. If you look closely at the coin's reverse, you'll notice a tiny surprise. Within the columns of the Lincoln Memorial, there is a small, detailed engraving of Lincoln's statue, making this one of the few coins with a depiction of the same person on both sides. The 1970 Lincoln cent was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia mint coins carry no mint mark, the Denver mint coins have a small D, and the San Francisco mint coins bear an S. While millions of these pennies were produced, certain variations and mint errors have made some of them incredibly valuable. One of the most famous errors from the 1970 Lincoln cent is the 1970 S small date variety. In this version, the 7 in the date is level with the 0, rather than slightly raised, making it a distinct and sought-after variation. Collectors go crazy for this coin, as only a limited number were produced. Another major error to watch for is the double die obverse. This means that the coin was struck twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the inscriptions in Lincoln's portrait. These doubling errors are often subtle, but once spotted, they can mean the difference between an ordinary penny and a rare, highly valuable collectible. Mint condition plays a significant role in determining a coin's value. The most desirable 1970 Lincoln cents are those that have never been circulated, meaning they remain in pristine condition, free of scratches or wear. Coins graded at MS-67 or higher by professional grading services can command astronomical prices at auction, beyond condition and rare errors. Certain 1970 Lincoln cents have achieved legendary status due to their scarcity and demand among collectors. When a rare and nearly perfect specimen appears at auction, it can drive the bidding into the stratosphere. One such coin, with perfect luster and no visible marks, shocked collectors when it sold for an unbelievable $100,000. Top 2. The 1975 Lincoln cent may seem like an ordinary penny, a coin that millions of people have handled without a second thought. But beneath its simple copper surface lies a fascinating story of history, rarity, and the potential for extraordinary value. What makes some 1975 pennies worth just 1 cent, while others have sold for staggering amounts? Could you have a hidden treasure in your pocket change? In today's video, we're taking a deep dive into the world of the 1975 Lincoln cent, its origins, design, minting details, and what makes certain examples so rare that collectors are willing to pay incredible prices for them. And at the end of this video, we'll reveal an auction sale that will leave you in awe. The Lincoln cent series is one of the longest-running coin series in American history. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. Designed by the talented sculptor Victor David Brenner, the penny was the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure rather than an allegorical representation. This marked a major shift in American coinage, as it was the first time a president's image appeared on everyday money. The obverse, or front, of the 1975 Lincoln cent features the iconic portrait of President Lincoln, his solemn expression reflecting the great challenges he faced during his time in office. Above his head, the words, "In God We Trust," are proudly inscribed, a reminder of the nation's guiding principles. To the left of Lincoln, the word "Liberty" appears, while the date 1975 is positioned to the right. Some of these pennies will have a small D or S below the date, indicating they were struck at the Denver or San Francisco mints. Those without a mint mark were produced in Philadelphia. Turning the coin over, we find the grand image of the Lincoln Memorial, which replaced the original wheat ears design in 1959. This structure, located in Washington, D.C., is one of the most famous monuments in the United States, and its presence on the penny serves as a lasting tribute to Lincoln's legacy. If you look closely between the columns, you can actually see a tiny engraving of Lincoln's seated statue inside the memorial, an incredible detail that many people overlook. Surrounding the image are the words "United States of America" along the top, "E pluribus unum" just below that, and 1 cent, boldly inscribed at the bottom. The 1975 Lincoln cent was struck in massive numbers, with billions of them produced across the 3 major mints. However, not all 1975 pennies are created equal. Some have rare errors or special characteristics that make them stand out to collectors. One of the most famous varieties from this year is the double die obverse. This type of error occurs when the coin's design is accidentally stamped twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the date, letters, and sometimes even Lincoln's profile. If you spot this error, it could mean the difference between an ordinary penny and an extremely valuable collector's item. Another variety to watch for is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin blank is misaligned during the minting process, causing part of the design to be missing or shifted toward one side. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. Then there are those special coins that were struck using high-quality dies and preserved in perfect condition. Coins that are graded at MS-67 or higher by professional grading services can command impressive prices at auction. Finding a flawless 1975 penny is no easy feat, as most have suffered years of circulation wear. But when a pristine example appears on the market, collectors are willing to pay a fortune for it. The true excitement in coin collecting comes when a rare coin sells for an astonishing amount. In the case of the 1975 Lincoln cent, one particularly rare specimen, in perfect mint state and featuring a desirable error, stunned collectors when it sold for an unbelievable $90,000. Top 3. The 1978 Lincoln cent is a small but significant piece of American history, a coin that has been in circulation for decades, passed through countless hands, and yet remains a fascinating topic for collectors and enthusiasts. While most people glance at pennies without a second thought, there are rare examples of the 1978 Lincoln cent that have stunned the numismatic world with their incredible value. Today, we're diving deep into the story behind this seemingly ordinary coin, exploring its history, design, minting details, and the hidden treasures that can make some of these pennies worth small fortunes. And at the end of this video, you'll be amazed when we reveal just how much a rare 1978 Lincoln cent has sold for at auction. The Lincoln cent series dates back to 1909 when it was first introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This marked the first time a U.S. coin featured a real historical figure instead of a symbolic representation. Designed by the talented sculptor Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent became an instant classic, and its design has remained largely unchanged for more than a century. The obverse of the 1978 Lincoln cent features the iconic profile of President Lincoln, a solemn and dignified portrait that has stood the test of time. Above his head, the national motto, "In God We Trust," is inscribed, a powerful reminder of the values that guide the nation. To the left, the word "Liberty" is prominently displayed, symbolizing the ideals Lincoln fought to preserve. On the right side of the coin, the date 1978 is clearly stamped, and depending on where the coin was minted, you might see a small D for Denver or S for San Francisco beneath it. Those without a mint mark were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Flipping the coin over, we find the grand image of the Lincoln Memorial, an iconic structure that has been featured on the reverse of the penny since 1959. The level of detail in this design is impressive. If you look closely between the columns, you can actually see a tiny engraving of Lincoln's seated statue inside the memorial. Above the image, the words "United States of America" curve along the top edge, with "E pluribus unum" appearing just below in a smaller font. At the bottom, 1 cent is boldly inscribed, a clear declaration of the coin's value. The 1978 Lincoln cent was produced in massive numbers, with billions minted across the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. But while most of these pennies are common, certain varieties, errors, and high-grade specimens have become highly sought after by collectors. One of the most exciting varieties to look for is the double die obverse. This error occurs when the coin's design is accidentally struck twice, causing a noticeable doubling effect on the letters, numbers, and sometimes even Lincoln's profile. If you happen to find a 1978 penny with this rare error, it could be worth far more than just 1 cent. Another valuable variety is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin blank is misaligned during the minting process, causing part of the design to be missing or shifted to one side. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the rarer and more desirable the coin becomes. In addition to error coins, condition plays a crucial role in a penny's value. Coins that have remained in pristine condition, showing no signs of wear or damage, are extremely rare. A 1978 Lincoln cent graded at MS67 or higher by professional grading services can command impressive prices at auction. For collectors, the thrill of the hunt is all about discovering these rare gems hiding in everyday change. And when a truly exceptional 1978 Lincoln cent appears on the market, it can fetch an astonishing price. In one incredible auction, a rare and flawless example of this penny, featuring a highly sought-after error and a perfect mint state, sold for an unbelievable $84,000. Top 4. The 1976 Lincoln cent is more than just a small copper coin. It's a piece of American history, a silent witness to the events and lives of countless individuals who have held it over the decades. For many, a penny is just a common, everyday object. But for collectors and numismatists, certain pennies hold hidden treasures that can turn them into valuable pieces worth thousands of dollars. The 1976 Lincoln cent is one such coin, a seemingly ordinary penny that, under the right conditions, can be worth a small fortune. In this video, we'll explore everything that makes this coin special, from its historical background and design to rare minting errors and high-grade specimens that have stunned the numismatic world. And at the end of this journey, we'll reveal just how much a rare 1976 Lincoln cent has sold for at auction. The Lincoln cent series began in 1909. Replacing the Indian head cent and marking the first time a U.S. coin featured the portrait of a real person. Designed by the talented Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent was an instant classic. Over the years, it has seen modifications, but its fundamental design has remained the same, making it one of the longest-running coin series in U.S. history. The obverse of the 1976 Lincoln cent features the iconic bust of President Abraham Lincoln, facing right in a solemn and dignified pose. Above his head, the phrase, "In God We Trust," is prominently displayed, a motto deeply ingrained in American culture. To the left, the word liberty stands as a reminder of the principles Lincoln dedicated his life to preserving. To the right, the date 1976 is clearly stamped, indicating the bicentennial year of the United States independence. Depending on where the coin was minted, you may see a small D for Denver or S for San Francisco beneath the date, while those minted in Philadelphia bear no mint mark. Flipping the coin over, we see the Lincoln Memorial, a structure as grand in reality as it is on the coin. This design, introduced in 1959, replaced the original wheat ears reverse and has remained on the penny for decades. If you look closely between the columns of the memorial, you can actually spot a tiny depiction of Lincoln's seated statue, an impressive detail that adds to the coin's artistic value. Above the memorial, the words United States of America are inscribed, with E pluribus unum appearing just below. At the bottom, the denomination 1 cent is boldly displayed, confirming the coin's official value. The 1976 Lincoln cent was produced in massive numbers across the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, making it a common coin in circulation. However, as with many seemingly ordinary coins, rare varieties, errors, and pristine condition specimens have made certain examples of this penny highly valuable to collectors. One of the most exciting varieties to watch for is the double die obverse. This rare error occurs when the coin's design is accidentally struck twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the letters, numbers, and sometimes even Lincoln's profile. If you come across a 1976 penny with this error, you could be holding something worth far more than a single cent. Another valuable variety is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin blank is not properly aligned in the press, resulting in a misaligned design where part of the coin appears blank. The more extreme the off-center strike, the rarer and more desirable the coin becomes. Additionally, there is the elusive broad strike error, which happens when a coin is struck without the retaining collar that helps shape its edges. This results in a penny that appears stretched or misshapen, making it an interesting and valuable find for collectors. Beyond errors, the condition of a coin plays a significant role in its value. Most pennies from 1976 have been in circulation for decades, accumulating scratches, wear, and discoloration. However, those that have been preserved in pristine condition, particularly in grades of MS67 or higher, are incredibly rare. A well-preserved 1976 Lincoln cent with sharp details, original mint luster, and no signs of wear can command impressive prices at auction for collectors. The thrill of finding one of these rare gems is part of what makes numismatics so exciting. And when a truly exceptional 1976 Lincoln cent appears on the market, it can reach astonishing values. In one incredible auction, a rare and flawless specimen of this coin, featuring a highly sought-after error and a perfect mint state, sold for an unbelievable $89,000. Top 5. The 1990 Lincoln cent may seem like an ordinary penny at first glance, but hidden among the millions produced are rare and valuable varieties that have sent shockwaves through the numismatic world. Imagine holding a penny in your hand, a coin so small yet potentially worth thousands of dollars. That's the magic of coin collecting sometimes. The most unexpected treasures can be found in the most common places. In this video, we'll take a deep dive into the fascinating world of the 1990 Lincoln cent. We'll uncover its history, its design, the errors and rare varieties that make it stand out, and, of course, the astonishing price one of these coins reached at auction. The Lincoln cent series began in 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Since then, it has remained a cornerstone of American currency, witnessing decades of historical change while maintaining its familiar design. Over the years, the penny has undergone composition changes, but its symbolic importance has never diminished. The 1990 Lincoln cent continues the legacy of its predecessors, featuring the same classic design that has been a staple of American coinage for decades. The obverse, or front side, of the coin displays a right-facing portrait of President Abraham Lincoln. Above his head, the national motto, "In God We Trust," is boldly inscribed, reinforcing the deep cultural and historical significance of this phrase in American history. To the left of Lincoln, the word "liberty" is struck, a tribute to the very principle that defined his presidency. On the right side, the date 1990 is clearly visible, and depending on the mint location, there may be a small D or S mint mark just below it. Coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint do not bear a mint mark. Flipping the coin over reveals the familiar image of the Lincoln Memorial, a design that replaced the original wheat ears reverse in 1959. This iconic structure, located in Washington, D.C., honors the legacy of the 16th President of the United States. Above the memorial, the words "United States of America" are proudly inscribed, while "E pluribus unum" appears just beneath it, signifying unity among the nation's diverse states. At the bottom of the coin, the denomination, 1 cent, is boldly displayed, confirming its official value. The 1990 Lincoln cent was produced in large numbers across 3 U.S. mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Despite its commonality, there are rare varieties and minting errors that elevate certain coins to extraordinary values. Collectors and numismatists constantly search for these unique finds, hoping to discover one of the elusive rare pennies that can fetch astonishing prices. One of the most sought-after varieties of the 1990 Lincoln cent is the No S proof penny. Normally, proof coins struck at the San Francisco Mint feature an S mint mark below the date. However, due to a minting error, some proof coins were released without the S mint mark, making them incredibly rare. These coins, struck with high detail and mirror-like surfaces, are some of the most valuable Lincoln cents of the modern era. Another valuable error to watch for is the double die variety. This occurs when the coin's design is accidentally struck twice in slightly different positions, creating a doubling effect on the letters, numbers, or even Lincoln's profile. If you happen to find a 1990 penny with this error, you may be holding a rare and valuable treasure. Additionally, off-center strikes are another type of minting error that can add significant value to a coin. These errors occur when the coin blank is not properly aligned in the press, causing part of the design to be missing. The more extreme the misalignment, the more valuable the coin becomes. The condition of a coin plays a major role in determining its worth. Most 1990 pennies have been in circulation for decades, accumulating scratches, discoloration, and wear. However, coins that have been carefully preserved in high grades, especially those graded MS67 or higher, can command impressive prices. For collectors, the thrill of finding one of these rare coins is what makes the hobby so exciting. And when a truly exceptional 1990 Lincoln cent appears on the market, it can reach astonishing values. In one incredible auction, a rare and flawless specimen of this coin, featuring a highly sought-after error and an exceptional mint state, sold for an unbelievable $60,000.